Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
We promise you we're going to give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
I'm Nate, and let's pull the pin already.
Yes, that was a
Dang, that was a good
that
intro.
Yeah,
We're
that
getting
wasn't
it.
as bad.
We're getting it.
Maybe I so energetic I lost my ability to even laugh. So
We got a weekend off. We got energized. We got a good intro.
Happy belly, all that free veteran stuff, right?
Yeah.
Got it. So, anyways, welcome back to Pull the Pin Ready. We're going to talk about some headlines in the news, in the media, the mainstream media, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to talk about them from our perspective, whether we've read the articles or not. And we are going to share our opinions because why is our opinion important?
We're average veterans who've been around the world and we know everything.
Yeah, so we're going to save you the time from reading articles anyway and getting all your emotions all. We'll tell you when to be mad, when to be sad, happy, angry, whatever you want to do. So we'll go ahead and do that for you. So why don't we just jump into a headline now and get this party started? Oh, here's my favorite. Starbucks hikes pay and benefits with some only for non-union workers.
Usually your non-union workers are your supervisors, so they're given pay raises and benefits to their supervisors. Okay, that's who runs your stores.
Sure. And I don't know, I don't know this. I don't know the insides and outs. I usually just
Me
go
either.
get their coffee or whatever, which not even coffee. I don't get their coffee. I get like a Frappuccino, but I hate Starbucks. And, here's the problem too. When you look at this, break this down even deeper, they hike their pay and benefits. So why don't people realize that the cost of Starbucks has went up threefold and now their pay is going up? So
Perfect.
what's going to happen? Is the Starbucks just going to be like, well, we'll just take less profit?
No, they're going to raise their prices.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, people are so stupid to think, hey, if I get paid more, then I can get more. No, you can't. You're going to get paid more, and then you're going to have to go pay more for other people's products. It's just a cycle. Do you just stop with the wage thing? Go after the greed, the corruption.
So you mean if I raise minimum wage to $15, other stuff's going to go up too?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. Because at the end, people are just too stupid, and I don't want to say stupid, maybe ignorant. Ignorance is a better word. Have you ever owned a business? I think we might have talked, but whatever. I don't care. I'll talk about it again.
Pull the pin already. Pull the pin already.
Right. If you ever owned a bit, well, this is a negative, net zero negative. But if you ever owned a business, you understand all the costs associated with it. And let me tell you, you don't even have to have a business. Let's just say just your house or your state, whatever. There are taxes you have to pay. Like, dude, it blew my mind. I have county and town taxes and state taxes. And so just for this show, like for the sake of this show, I have to pay my vehicle. I think they charge on your vehicles. They call property tax on your vehicles.
Personal property tax.
Personal property tax, right. But it's your vehicles, right? So like in Colorado, I think they charged you a lot of money to use their highways. So when you went and registered your vehicle, it was expensive. But that was understandable because it made sense. But personal property tax, so you're telling me for this vehicle I own that I bought with my money that I paid taxes on, I paid for a vehicle that I paid sales tax on, you are now charging me in the county and the state for that same vehicle?
So let's just roll it up into your registration fee and you're fine with it now, huh?
No, but at least it makes more sense.
Well, it's doing the same thing. It's going to your roads.
But see, you could justify that, right?
Your personal property tax is on your vehicles.
Well, this is the problem. And I've talked about this with taxes, period. Like if you gave the American people 7, 10 categories where to put their taxes, almost like charity, I guarantee you policy would change. Because the Ukraine box might be empty. You understand what I'm saying?
The Hawaii box would be fuller.
Much fuller, right? Because people will say, okay, I want to put my tax dollars into that. And that includes local. So is the police department important to you? Is the fire department important to you? Are the roads important to you? So I can justify paying money to use roads that have to be repaired. I can justify that. I can justify paying for, things that I enjoy and use in my life.
Do you know where your personal property tax goes?
No, who the hell knows where it goes?
To your roads.
Well, that's what you might say. I don't know that.
Oh no, I'm just saying to make you feel good.
Uh, Look, dude, I go to some of these town meetings and all, and they're spending buttloads of taxpayer dollars on museums. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, isn't that the purpose of a museum to be old? But you get what I'm saying. People used to have this problem back when I lived in Jersey is we paid so much taxes on our housing, the real estate tax stuff
That's
to take
property
care of
tax.
schools, property tax, right? But to take care of schools that you didn't have kids going to. But I can even probably justify that to a sense of better schools, better communities, maybe, yeah. But that doesn't mean I agree with the way they're using my money in the schools. But the point is, I think it's all theft. I do think we should have to pay for services, period. And if that means I got to pay a fire fee, a police fee, I'd probably be way more comfortable with that. But then I'd also want the transparency of where the money's going and what it's used on. You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah,
if
but
people had more choices for that.
we don't want you to see
Yeah.
all that though.
But isn't that how it all started? Right? Think back to when we first founded colonies or colony. You had a group of people like schools. You taught your own kids, and then all of a sudden somebody said, "Hey, Johnny needs to go do more logging, so we have to send his wife to do this. So we need to put his kids with another family. Hey, let's call it a school." You know what I mean? Like that's how stuff happened. But there was always a barter system or a community. I would call it a community barter where it didn't have to necessarily be money or goods because it was for the better of the community. But now everything is corruption and people take advantage of everything. I mean, could you seriously sit in your office and justify what they pay you?
Yeah.
You don't. I mean, you don't have to do that.
And
But I'm saying people go to work. They want more money. They think they're worth more money, but they never stop and think that who's paying for this.
yeah, and everybody says, I used to be able to buy this much groceries back in 1980. Well, also your salary was this much in 1980. So if we had no inflation, which I don't know why we have inflation anyway, why don't we keep prices the same all the time? Make 30,000 a year, which is a good living in 1980, and groceries are cheap.
Right.
If we kept everything the same price, would we be great right now?
Well, you can't though, right?
Why not?
Because people need to make more money off of you. Right? That's the truth of it.
Well, talking about
If
more
they
money.
can, if they
Go
can
ahead.
pinch more money from you.
Well, these people are losing money, I guess.
Yeah, electric vehicle manufacturers losing money despite record sales.
Well, you're doing something wrong then. How do you lose money if you have record sales?
Well, break that down right there for a moment. Like, why are there record sales?
Because they're pushing discounts.
So you think that's it, or you think the government is funding most of these sales with your tax dollars?
I haven't seen many
I'm pretty sure the
government
government
electric
said
vehicles.
we are turning our entire force electric.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I heard Biden say that.
once Air Force One and what's the
Yeah.
limo called? The Beast go electric, then maybe I'll think about it.
Right. But you get what I'm saying is a lot of these spikes in sales could easily be from government money, your taxpayer
Oh,
dollars.
probably, I'm sure.
Because I know people are buying them, but people want to buy a Tesla and stuff before they buy an electric vehicle. You
Tesla
know
is
what I mean?
electric.
But I'm saying they want a Tesla brand, not just an electric
Oh,
vehicle from
gotcha.
Ford.
Yeah.
So
My golf cart's electric. Does that count?
boogie woogie woogie, it's electric. Anyways, but we knew it was a joke anyway, and this is why I said if you had just let this organically happen, like Tesla was doing, if you just let it organically happen, it would have moved the needle. But the fact that you're forcing it and you have it's like that when I was in Colorado, they were building a new housing complex because housing was in demand. Dude, I will tell you, they were almost finished with the complex and they still didn't know where they were getting their water from. Like, how stupid do you have to be?
How do you approve that build before you had
That's my point.
amenities?
Because you got idiots in charge saying, oh, look at all the money it'll generate. How do you force electric vehicles when you don't even have the infrastructure for them? How do you force electric vehicles when you don't even know how to handle the battery crisis problem and disposal issues? How do you force electric vehicles while you're trying to convince there's no carbon emissions, but all the carbon emissions it takes to build the damn things? Like, how do you do that? Money, dude. They just see the money. and it's whether it's taxpayer dollars, so the government officials don't care. It's not their money, but their buddy who owns an electric vehicle manufacturing company will get rich.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that are going to suffer from it. And I don't think it has to be zero sum, but reality, it's going to be a problem for other people.
How's your EV doing?
Yeah.
That's well.
Look, I'm all for it, dude.
That sets you up. You're like,
Well, I mean, I'm all for it because I have to get power out to my chicken coop to keep them warm in the winter. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to invest in either solar or some, expensive way to dig a line or whatever. So I'm all for alternative, energy. I'm all for it. The problem is it has to make sense. It has to be cost effective, and it has to not, destroy the economy and the environment like it does. So, anyways, climate change will fix all that. All right, I'm done with this, people.
cool.
U.S. military plans to have 1,000 nuclear-armed LRSO cruise missiles by 2030.
I thought it's bad to have nuclear. That's why we're trying to get nuclear away from everybody else. But why are we going to have more?
Right, but even though nuclear energy will solve all of our problems.
Ooh. What's
Right.
LRSO? Long range.
I'm long range super
surface.
no sonic.
Oh, no.
I don't know, dude. They're all acronyms. I'm sure somebody knows because somebody probably out there worked on these things.
Someone has to know.
We know it's long range something. It's
We're
not
guessing.
surface to air. It's no. Sonic
We don't care.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, but what do you think? 1,000 nuclear ones.
I think we already have them, but
But even at that, dude, where's this coming from?
I don't know. You pulled the headline. You tell me what it
And
comes
it's a
from.
plan, dude. It's a plan. It may never even happen. It might just be just say, hey, look, we're gonna have 1,000 nuclear armed LRSO.
Yeah, we know how military plans go.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, so either it's a posturing hoax, or and this goes back to what I said though. Biden is giving away all of our oil reserve. He's depleting our entire country, or should I say, Barack Hussein Obama is doing it. But they're depleting our entire country. They're sending our warcrafts away, giving our missiles to Ukraine, doing all this stuff. So what are you doing now? You're building 1,000 more by 2030. Like we literally could be in World War III this year, and you're building this.
Stop. We need 7 years, and then we can go.
Yeah. Right. We need 7 years to build that. But hey, look at all this stuff we can send to Ukraine. Come on, man.
It's all expired stuff. It don't work half the time anyway.
Come on, man.
Come on.
I forgot all about our selling stuff, huh?
Oh.
But anyways, this is stupid. I think this is just posturing. Man. There you go. I think this is just posturing. That's all I think it is. I don't even think it's either like you said, they already have them, or they're just posturing to make it like, look what we're gonna do.
We plan to have them. Oh, 2030. Look, we got them.
Or
why
20.
Why do they say 1983 on them?
Yeah. Or 2024. They're like, oh no, we had to divert that money to COVID too. Sorry. Yeah, it's something. It's gonna be something, dude. So it's a joke. All right, we can move to the next one because whatever, dude. So this one, I think, I know Johnny brought this one to my attention because I overlooked this, but it's been a long going thing. But I want to talk about it because it's I think it's legitimate. It's a bigger problem. But bogus claims threaten to taint Lejeune payouts to veterans. I'll let you talk on it first. You want?
There's bogus claims for anything out there.
Right.
So it's not the first one. It won't
That's
be the
why I say
last.
it's a bigger problem. Like, so first of all, is Lejeune claimants legitimate? Right. Clearly, they found a problem.
Legitimates claim anything. It's going to be your government officials that are going to screw you or not screw you.
Right, but I'm saying these people were really hurt by something, right? So there is a reason for a claim.
What was it? Was it the water?
Yeah, I think so. Or it doesn't matter. It's all whatever. But the point was, it's a difference between PTSD and contaminated water. To me, there's a difference. You know what I mean? And I'm not degrading anyone who legitimately has PTSD, but I'll tell you that to me is like service dogs. I'm getting so sick of it, and I'm gonna be glad. No, I know I talked about it.
Service dogs are fine. Emotional support dogs are the ones that you abuse.
Right. Okay, right. Thank you for the correction. Yeah, but that's what I mean. People passing off animals as service dogs. They're really
Oh,
not.
yeah, trying
Yeah,
to, yeah, yeah.
they're trying to, and that's what they'll do. It'll be an emotional support dog, and they'll literally have a service dog vest on it or something. It's not a service dog, you moron. It's you not wanting to leave the house without your hamster. I'm telling you, if you
I
get a
have
gerbil, you could
I
put it and carry it, and nobody will ever know.
well, I have
Um,
emergence I have emotional support Miller Lite, so I gotta take that everywhere I go.
this is my
You
emotional support 9 millimeter.
you can't take this through security. Oh, yeah, it's emotional support. Here's my
Yes.
vest for it.
Oh no, this is not an assault rifle. It's an emotional support pistol. It's just a high end emotional support. It gives me a lot of support. So, but you get what I'm saying is like this stuff is not uncommon. Like, just look at all the COVID fraud money.
Oh, yeah,
Anytime somebody
exactly,
could
yeah.
take advantage of something, and that's why I brought up PTSD. Look, I know that people legitimately have it. I'm not dismissing it, and I know military people are very likely to have it. But I've talked about this stuff before, and I know PTSD isn't something like a missing leg where you walk around with it every day. It affects you. You can still function, but if you are making lots of money because you have a separate business and that PTSD only comes out when somebody pisses you off, that's an anger problem.
Ooh,
That's not PTSD. You get what I'm saying? You know the difference.
okay, that's tied to PTSD.
Well, yeah, so is every other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I pee, too many times a day, that's PTSD too. You
just 'cause
know,
the just 'cause the drill sergeant made me drink so much water.
right. But you get my point. My point is that it's hard to prove, so people take advantage of it.
Well, I'm
You
waiting
know,
I'm waiting for the, Fort McClellan stuff to come out so I can take
yeah,
advantage of that.
right, right. And why wouldn't you? Right? Because
Yeah,
that's what we
that
do. Just like
that
we make claims on
that's where
Lejeune.
yeah. Well, I was not Lejeune, so I can't take advantage of that, but come on, McClellan, let's go. I wanna take advantage of it.
But what's the difference, right? The difference being you can pretend you were hurt and you were there, or you can pretend you were there. You
I
know what I
don't think
mean?
you can pretend you were there. You have medical or not military documents that show where you were at.
So then where are the bogus claims coming
Well,
from? Because that's what Medicare is all about.
oh, because I'm assuming that these people weren't affected by the water, but they're still claiming since they were there, I'm gonna claim it. That's a bogus
Okay,
claim.
so you're categorizing bogus, you're categorizing bogus as people who could have been but are not.
Shit, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because it could be
Like
more
you,
than that.
like you can't claim a Camp Lejeune because you weren't there.
Right,
Your military records show you weren't there. Well, I guess they probably have records of your TDY there too. So I don't know.
right.
Yeah,
And at some point, I guess at some point, it's kind of, like I can't dismiss the behavior because then I'd be a hypocrite. But you almost feel like veterans deserve more anyway because they're being ripped off anyway. You know what
and
I mean? With the
there
pay
should
and
be bogus claims. If you're there between X and X, you're getting paid.
yeah, I mean, this is pat taxpayer dollars, but I kind of feel like when we talk going back to the taxes, like this is something people would support. The military box might have a lot of money in it because the people who know what life would be without a military
Sure.
already moved here. You know what I mean? Like they already know what a weak country will do to them. So I feel people would pay taxes for their military and support their military. Now the people who don't, I think should be put in a camp or somewhere where they don't have any protection. But um, just like defunding the police, I think you should take that service away from them. Send them all to Canada, whatever. And but even then, we provide military for Canada, so that wouldn't work. But you get what I'm saying? I think you should get the services you pay for, and if you have a legitimate claim, even if it's a stretch, I guess to tie it in. No, I kind of agree with you. I think just if you were there, you should get it.
I mean,
And if it's
if they knew, I think it's the water. The water was in Lejeune was bad or something like that. So if you knew it was bad and you were there from this bad day to that bad day till he fixed it, well then
yeah,
you
maybe
know.
tier it,
And
like
some people, some people's body has higher thresholds than others that it wouldn't bother you as bad like it did Johnny over there. Not you,
right.
Johnny, but a different Johnny.
Yeah,
Um,
The other Johnny, the Johnny behind your cabinet, right?
yeah, that Johnny.
No, you're right, and that's why I said so. Maybe there's a compromise, maybe a tiered payment system. You know what I mean?
And it's like, how do you know this stuff has? It might not affect you now, but down the road it could start costing stuff.
But here's also the other caveat, though, Nate. So if it causes problems and you can link it to Lejeune, you're going to get compensation anyway. So why would you need to be paid? So I would say not to pay anybody, let them go through the compensation process.
Well, I think people that it's not affecting that were there are going through the process, and that's why it's a bogus claim.
Right, that's my point. So if you can't prove that it had some sort of injury or damaged you in some way, then why would you get compensation? Because it didn't. Maybe you never drank the water. Maybe you always drank water bottles and you showered in it,
Oh,
yeah, with
yeah,
your
there's that.
buddies,
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah,
with the powdered soap.
but like I
Always
said, you
a
do it here to here, and you're getting paid.
I personally wouldn't do that. I'd say you're eligible here to here, but you need to go through the compensation system to get paid because they need to prove.
Well they are. That's why they're doing bogus claims. Nothing's wrong with them, but they're claiming there is.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But you're saying eligible then for pay, not just getting paid because you were there.
right.
I don't think you should just get paid because you were there because if you never drank the water, it didn't affect you. So, anyways, that's the problem with a lot of this
But it
stuff.
is affecting me because my buddy drank the water and he has problems now. Now I have problems because my
Yes,
buddy has
yes.
problems.
And my yeah, it ruined poker night because he didn't show up some nights, so I
See,
couldn't make as much money.
see,
Right, gotcha, man.
we'll figure it all out.
And that's what they're doing, right? That's how they do it. They lead it all the way down this rabbit hole to have it some connect somehow. Right, got it. All right, boss. Thank you again for showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for your comments. Keep them coming. Like, share, subscribe. Give us all your money so we can be rich and file some bogus claims and get richer and all that other stuff that we want to do because we're just that good. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.